Hi, so now we'll go through the game creation video walkthrough. So I'll show how I've created this game, and so this is a simple gameplay walkthrough to include all the animations, on-screen prompt, as well as the automatic honor of light feature. So basically, I've enhanced this by adding an attack and animation. So I'll walk through all of those, and this is the um, main game area. And I've created a room kind of a setting where the player enters the room, by opening the door using a E keyboard key, which you'll be seeing it using the on-screen prompt. And inside the room, the player will walk in, and the lights will toggle on and off automatically. And there are two opponents to demonstrate the attack animation. Yeah, so pretty much this is a simple gameplay, uh, and so these are the components that I've used. So these are the contents, these are the blueprints that I've created. So this is the BP enemy, this is the door blueprint, and I've used the default third person character for my main character. So here it is. So the default character, I've just added a skeletal mesh of Remy, a boy animation, a boy character from Mixamo that I've imported from Mixamo website. And this is the Mixamo. So I've imported my animations and characters from this, and this is the character that I've used, Remy. And these are the animations, different animations are there which we can add it to the character, and I've imported it accordingly, and I can show you the animations and uh, the character. So this is the separate folder that I've created, and these are uh, um, the animation objects and the um, patterns, the designs of the boy. And here the skeletal mesh this is the animation, and these are the skeleton of Remy. And yeah, and these are the animations that I've used. These are the animations that I've added to my gameplay, and I've created ABP. So this is the animation blueprint that I've created to add in all my animations and make the flow work. So this is the overall event graph. Give a closer look to it. So each time when I move, this animation blue event graph gives a flow of the animation, and I have an animation graph as well. So this is the animation graph to make the animation work. And here you can see the assets where I've added all the assets here, and you can see this is the locomotion state where the flow of my animation works. So from entry, from idle, walk, run to jump, this works. And for the attack, I've used a montage so that I don't have to disturb my animation loop. And yeah, so this is the locomotion state, and each of them I've added the animation. You can see each of them I've added the appropriate animation to make it smooth. And yeah, so then I'll show you the um, blend space that I've used. This is the blend space. This is the blend space that I've used for the movement of the character from idle, walk to run. In the initial idle, it would be in green. The idle is in 0 here, so you can see the movement of the character here, and this is the maximum speed of the walk, 300, and then moving forward it will be the run, and this is the max speed of the run. So this is the complete the blend space and the blueprint of the character and the loop of the motion. And after all this, I have to like match it with the character. So I've used third person character. This is the BP third person character. This is the BP third person character, so which is the default character in Unreal Engine. So I have added all my movement, attack, everything to this main character, so that he can interact with the objects and the opponent accordingly. Yeah, so you can see this is the main event graph where I have added. This is the main event graph where I have added few functions. So you can see this is for the run, for the run, the left shift key input. I've used this in the blueprint. You can see for the character movement, max speed of walk would be 300 and the max speed of run would be 600. When I press left shift, it would run, and when I release it, it would it'll change to walk again. And then for the code for the interaction code, I've used this. So this is the overall interaction code, the loop of the interaction code. It is here. So the so that the object would be interacting with the door and lights. It would be interacting with the door. And bottom now here it is the attack feature that I've added. So that runs through this particular code loop. So when the input actions that I've given it in the project settings, so this is the attack code. You can see here. So basically the attack uses the box collider. As of now I've given a basic box collider to destroy the enemy. And so for the inputs, for the jump, for the run, as well as for the attack, I've used this. In the edit you can see the project settings. You can see the input. It takes in the input from here, so you can click on the input and you can see so the jump, interact and attack, the inputs are here. It takes the E key as the input for the interact. Attack, it uses the left mouse button. So yeah, I've set the inputs prior in the project settings and then called it in each of my code, and it works the same. And yeah, so pretty much that's it about the PP character, the interactions, everything has been added to this code. And in viewport you can just add in the exact skeleton to add this particular character I've added as well. You can use any character to add just by changing the skeletal mesh set. It's pretty easy process. And yeah, so this is pretty much about the character, the animation, the movement. And then coming to the door, uh, so this is the door blueprint. So I've added the door from the built-in tools that is here. So I've added it from the fab. I've got the door content from the fab, so where you can get different types of doors for free. I used one of those and I've added the door. So basically door, you will be creating a blueprint class, same as we created the blueprint for doors. And in the blueprint class, so this is the door. Wait, yeah, so this is the door. I have added all the synchronization, the door static mesh. This is the door static mesh. This is the door static mesh. One sec. This is the door static mesh, and you can see the box. So I've used the box collider so that when the player enters the box collider, the door prompts with the uh, on-screen prompt, and you can use that to open the door. And so the rotations, everything is added, and the interaction, as we saw in the previous code, we have added it to the third person character here. And yeah, this is a very simple setup of the door to add. And I've added it to I added the door in here. And then comes the p interact. So this is a widget blueprint. So I've added a widget blueprint to give the prompt p interact. And so here I've aligned it. I've added a canvas and a text and aligned it here so that it stays here all the time. Whenever I enter the box collider, this prompt appears, and the user can check on the prompt and use the same key to open the door. And then comes our uh, and I even added a I've added an interact interface so that anything can interact easily. And then the WP enemy destroyed widget. This is for the enemy destroyed text to be appeared when the enemies are destroyed. So yeah, so these are the widgets that I've used in my game. And we'll see, this is the I'll show you the light that I've fixed. So I've used a point light. So point light, this is the point light that I've used. So this is the point light that I've used. So you can see, I'll turn on the light. So you can see I've turned on the light. You can see this is the room setting. You can see the light is here, and there is a trigger that I've given it uh, to the whole of the room. So the trigger is given in the for the whole room. So where just at the start of this particular door, so that whenever a person enters the door, the light turns on, and when he exits the trigger area, the light turns off. So this trigger, you can see the trigger settings as well. So trigger volume is here. So I've used trigger volume. Trigger volume, you can see it in here. Yeah, so this is pretty much about the game, and I've added an enemy BP. Show you the enemy BP. So enemy BP is just a blueprint of the enemy. So it's just a static enemy, so that whenever a player hits, it just gets destroyed. Even I've used a box collider for this to do the same. Yeah, this is pretty much about the game creation.